longest entrance I've ever had. It's great to be here. I'm Leesa Tha Teacha. First time I ever walked downstairs and hit my head on anything. So I'm usually short. I'm only like 5 foot. I'm 5'3.5". I was a little bit surprised. Y'all almost knocked me down the stairs. Oh man, this is actually my first church fish fry. I feel the judgment. It's my first, only because I was raised in a Catholic church. And we don't do fish fry. We once in a while we do a spaghetti dinner. And I never went to those either because Mom said, we got spaghetti at home. And we did every week. Yeah, so this is awesome, man. This is really great. It's like in the Catholic Church, it's a lot different. Yeah. If we got hungry in the Catholic Church, we just have to wait till communion time, right? Savor the communion wafer a little bit until it was time to go. But, y'all, let's be honest. Nobody's in the Catholic Church long enough to have dinner anyhow, right? We get there at 10 a.m. We're out at 10:45, right? And if they really wanted us to eat, they would serve brunch. And that never happened, so. Yeah, man. And I see we got a lot of people here. This is awesome. But I only see a couple people maybe under the age of 25. Who's under the age of 25? Oh, that's a joke right there. Thanks for coming. I'm sure one of your aunties or Gmas invited you. You probably didn't even want to be here. But here you are, and you're going to have a good time anyhow. Yeah. Yes, this is an AARP approved event. But you're going to have fun because you see your future. This is your future. This is what 60 looks like nowadays.
You're good. You're good.
I've had 3 midlife crises. I'm good. It's great, man. The first one, I got a couple things pierced. The next one, I started shopping at Forever 21. I may look really cute, but under this trendy outfit, like I'm on a girdle, toes, compression socks, I'm on an arch supports, I got Depends on, and a thong. I started about 3 years. 3 years ago, I decided to be a professional comedian. Yeah, because you just gotta live your life. I'm sorry, there's a lot of. I don't know what you call this thing. But 3 years ago, I decided to become a professional stand-up comic. Because at this point in my life, I'm just trying to make my obituary as interesting as possible. I'm a little bit of a micromanager. That's how we do things. But I used to be a middle school teacher. Yeah, for over 25 years, I was a middle school teacher. And I have a word for some of the parents in here. Are we done naming our kids precious and sincere? Are we done? No. Because they're not living up to your expectations. Sorry to say. Precious not so precious. Sincere's not telling the truth. I'm telling you, it's difficult, man. It's like every time you name your child something that is, like unattainable. It's almost like, like God is going to challenge you a little bit. And I imagine God is just looking at you like, oh, look at this. Name their child Angel. Watch this. Hold my robe, Gabriel. What you gonna do, God? See that little angel down there that humans think they're making now? Oh, she's gonna be full of the devil. Yeah, that's how it happens. But you know what? Grandparents, it's your responsibility as well. You don't have to let this happen. Because grandparents have superpowers. You can stop this naming. Yeah, it's called, your superpower is called a will. You just tell your kids, if you name my grandchild Queen Precious, you're out of the will. That's how that works, man. But anyhow, yeah, I was a middle school teacher for 25 years. And yeah, it was too much. I had to go. Yeah, we did have students, like I did have an Angel one time. Angel she came in one day with a homemade voodoo doll. And she named it after another kid in the class. She decapitated it and she threw it across the room. And I had to banish her from the classroom. And then I had to go to the victim. And I was like, are you okay, Sincere? He said, now that you mention it. All of a sudden I have a splitting headache. So I go to the nurse. No. But names, yeah, I have to tell you because it's so difficult to keep up with all the new names. Back in the day it was easy. We had like 4 boys' names. It was Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. Simple. Keep it simple. Now we got the backwards name trend. I had a student. His name was Samaj. Yeah, he said he was named after his dad, James. I said, oh, that's cute. I see what your parents did there. But honey, that's not a name. That's a riddle. That's a word puzzle. Yeah, so that's a lot. And then they sent me the girl, which was even, the girl, I was like, oh my goodness, you're going to have to introduce yourself. This is a bit much. I want to, mess up your name. She said, okay. Is your primitive a swag now, Pipple? Is your primitive a swag now, Pipple? You gotta research and find out. Is your primitive a swag now, Pipple? Your mom named you after a Missy Elliott song? She looked me in my eyes and she said, who's that? Wow. And some parents, you're just overreaching when you name your kids. I had one kid, his name was Handsome. And I'm not saying he was ugly. I'm just saying maybe they could have waited a while to see if he was going to grow into that. There were other options, like mediocre, presentable. It's a lot of pressure. Like when you go out and introduce yourself, you're like, hi, I'm handsome. I give you about a 5. It's just a lot. And I'm not going to, not forgetting about the white parents either. Yeah, one year I had like 52 Caitlins. All spelled differently. It was so creative. Yeah, the kids don't even know how to spell their own names. I put a kid's name on the board because he was talking. Kid stood up, he was like, "Excuse me, Miss Teacher, but that's not how you spell my name." I said, "That's not even you. That's Samaj." Sit back down, James. They don't know much of anything. But then, it's like, I really think something happened during the pandemic. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I believe 100% that there were aliens who came down in 2020 and sucked the brains out of your kids while they were doing online work. Because it's ridiculous. So, we did Decades Day one time, where the kids had to dress up like different decades. And for some reason, they gave the 6th graders the 60s. I don't think that was a good idea. They came in, the girls came in, they were dressed like Ice Cube in Boys in the Hood. They had their hair in braids like the gang braids, their pants were sagging, one had on a Tupac shirt. I was like, it's the 60s. One kid came in, had a Prince 1999 on the shirt. That's not a clue. I said, "Look, I was born in the 60s. They said, "No, you weren't. You'd be dead." What? I had one kid come in, dressed in a suit. I was like, "Oh, who are you?" He said, "Martin Luther King Jr." I was like, "Hallelujah." I brought him to the front. I said, "Tell everybody what Martin Luther King Jr. did in the 1960s. He said, "Free the slaves." They did try, but it's not enough. I don't know what to do, And now we're so worried that, they're going to use this chat GPT to do all their work, and, they're not going to learn anything, right? I get it, right? But everybody cheated. Kids are going to cheat. I remember back before we had chat GPT, and a student in 2012 plagiarized an entire poetry project. I told her mother, I said, "Oh no, this is plagiarized." Her mom said, "Well, how do you know that my daughter plagiarized the project?" I said, "Well, Dionne Warwick recited this at Whitney Houston's funeral." My daughter's an amazing poet. But even some of us cheated. Let's be honest, okay? I was a civil rights cheater too. Okay, I really was. Cheating was my affirmative action. I was gonna get an A by any means necessary. I was. But there's so many other things that we need to be concerned about in our country. For example, civil war. We could be on the verge of civil war. Are you ready? No, you're not. No, look down at your feet for a minute. Can some of you even see your feet? Me included. Like, I'm not here for the money, I'm here for the fish and chips. America runs on Dunkin'. I'm not going to fight anyone with a pumpkin latte in my right hand. I'm not going to do that, man. It's crazy. We've got to be in better shape. I've been trying to exercise. I got the squats down, right? I got the squats down now. It's just that I'm having problems with the reverse squat. Yeah, that's the part where you get back up out of the squat. That's difficult. And you know what? Being black women, it's hard for us to lose weight. Okay? It is. It's hard for black women to lose weight. Yes, because we lie to ourselves. But we don't call it lies. We call it positive affirmations. I know I gave myself positive affirmations all the way into the pizza shop the other day. I was like, I'm cute. I'm just big bone. I'm going to be on the treadmill an extra hour today. And I went in there and I ate 3 slices of pepperoni pizza and, one of those Coke Zeros. And afterwards, we had a whole nother conversation, me and myself. I was like, girl, you don't even own a treadmill. Why do you keep lying? It's terrible.
I ain't got to worry about that stuff.
No, but I've got to do something because I am single. Yeah. Everyone wants to date a teacher, and so you get pink eye and strep throat 3 times in a month, and then it's a problem. Yeah. But I know that I just have bad taste in men. I know it. Okay, I am attracted to red flags and a good sob story. Because I'm a teacher, and we have big hearts. And that's why I take extra precautions and I make sure that I do my research. I use truthfinder.com and I look them up to make sure that they don't have a criminal background. Right. And if they do, I will not date them. Unless they have a good excuse. Such as, I didn't know she was going to die. I was framed 3 times. Things like that, man. But, I'm very hopeful. I'm actually, I met somebody on one of those Christian date sites now. You might know it. It's got that Christian symbol on there. The fish. It's a Christian symbol, right? It's called Plenty of Fish. And things are going really well. Is that Christian? No? He said he was. So things are going well. We've been texting for about 2 weeks now. And I can't wait to see him, but it's kind of difficult right now because he's doing government contract work in another country. And then on the weekends he works at like an African orphanage. He's a missionary. But he's got great potential. He's got a business plan. His business partner right now is kind of like on lockdown, he said. But when he's out, they plan to start an at-home business in his mother's basement. But he also has another partner he said it's going to work out probably even better with. It's his ex-baby mama. And look, I know what you're thinking. It is a platonic friendship for the sake of the kids. I get it. You got to do that sometimes. But they need investors, and they said I could invest. Yeah. It's going to be great. Right? So, I'm looking forward to it. All of us. I did the background check. Yeah. Look, I didn't forget. I did the background check. He doesn't have one. No background, so I figure he's clean. Can't find his name anywhere. He is good looking though. He looks a crazy thing. He's like the splitting image of Idris Elba. Just like her. All of his pictures, it's crazy. He could be a stunt double. So 2026, I got a lot of things that are going to happen this year that I'm so happy about. I've got twin grandbabies coming. Oh. Yes, thank you. Their names are going to be Chastity and Serenity. Yeah, I'm going to have to look over my will again. So, I want to thank you all. You've been a great audience. I didn't offend anybody. I didn't have to sing, this little light of mine and tap dance off stage or anything, so I appreciate that. And we've got even some great comedy coming up after me. So, thanks again.